Hey y'all, it's Tracy from Tracy K. Mitchell, Mama's Comfort Cooking. I'm the cook and you're my friends. I want to show you how I make my 3 bread, chicken, and dressing. I'm going to turn the camera around and show you what I use. First of all, I use 3 different breads. What's crumbled up is cornbread. These are homemade biscuits. And I use light bread. I also use rubbed sage and fresh dried out sage. I use poultry seasoning, cream of chicken, and I also use cream of celery. I have my eggs. I have my hen. I have my celery and onions mixed with more celery and onions. And I have my hen broth. Oh yeah, you gotta have your broth right. You see the fat base in it? That's what you want in your dressing. Let's make this dressing. First, what we're going to do is continue to crumble up your bread. That's why it's old. That's why it's been in the refrigerator, so that it can crumble very fine. You're going to do the same thing. And hint, hint, for light bread, if it's not real stale, toast it and it'll crumble better. Once all your breads are crumbled up, and by the way, for this particular pan, I'm using 6 homemade biscuits, 5 pieces of light bread, and 2 medium pans of cornbread. All right. Next, you can add your broth. All right. And that is the hen broth. We're going to add this broth right here. It's full of fat. It's thick. And it's ready to be poured in. You want your base to be good and full of flavor. All I did was boil the hen with salt and pepper, some butter, and that's how I got my fat base. Once you get your broth in, you see all that fat base, you're going to work it in. All nice and smooth. Let that broth get in there real well and soak up that bread. See, let it get in there really good. Take your time and let it soak it up. Let's add our cream of chicken, just like that. We're going to add cream of celery. Those are my 2. Use whichever 2 that you want. You can just add it to your liking, okay? And we're going to get those stirred up in there real good, all right? I used 2 cans of cream of celery because they don't sell them large. And then I used a large family size of cream of chicken. Let's get that worked in there really good. All right, we got another one to add. And at this point, if you do not want to taste the onions and the celery yet, this is a great time to start adding your poultry seasoning and your sage. Whatever you want to use. If you use both of them, I use both. I use rub sage. So let's get the rub sage in. And we're going to get also, this is dry because it's got a better flavor. It's natural and it'll pull it up real good. All right. I'm going to add us a little poultry seasoning in there. And when it's to your liking, then you'll know. Okay. So a little poultry seasoning. This is a lot. Okay. This is going to cover a lot. And you taste it this time because you have no eggs in it. You don't have your onions in it. Get it in there real good. And you'll know from experience if you need more. Okay. Work it in there really good and give yourself a taste. All right, once it's to your liking, no eggs is in it, you can keep tasting. Go ahead and add your celery and your onions. Oh yeah, you're going to need celery and onions. Again, this is a huge pan of dressing. You can make 2 or 3 small pans out of this pan. But what you need to do is make sure and understand, before you add the eggs, taste everything and make sure you got enough sage, rub sage, poultry seasoning. I add a little bit more onions in mine. Even though there is onions and celery mixed, I always add me just a little more onions. Something about that onion coming through. All right, and work that in. to your liking. I've already tasted mine and everything, and it is really good. So before I add that chicken, I'm going to add my eggs. Okay, I got 3 eggs going on in here. Now, my mama, she used to add about 6 or 7 eggs, but you all know between all these breads, we already got a binder, all right? And if you want to add more eggs by all means. Now, I wouldn't recommend that you taste it at this point because you've already added the eggs and you don't need to get salmonella. Next, we're going to add is our hen, all right? This is the meat off of 1 hen. All right, let's go ahead and add that hen. Let's mix that hen in there. Some people like meat in their dressing and some don't. Let that be an option. If you want some meat in there, put it in there. If you don't, leave it out. Well, we're about ready to scoop it and put it in the oven. Set your oven for 375. Make sure everything that you were cooking in the oven is coming out of that oven, because we don't want nothing to alter our time on cooking this dressing. I'll let you know in this video just how long it took this dressing to come out that oven. Let's pour it up. Let's take this big old bowl. It's heavy, y'all. Let's pour it. I got it. I'm recording. Let's. It was so heavy, y'all. I called my husband. Okay, and make sure that it has a wiggle. Now I'm gonna make a little small pan because you don't waste nothing. Okay. We had just a little bit left and we don't want to overcrowd this pan, so I'm gonna make a small one. But make sure your dressing always has a wiggle and a jiggle. You don't want it so tight that it doesn't have room for the bread to expand. All right, put your oven on 375, and when I come back, I tell you how long it took for me to make this amazing 3 bread chicken and dressing. Oh, I'm all in the video. I'll be back in a minute. Y'all, I thought about it. The more you put out, the more they gonna walk with. So I'm gonna put this up for later on one of those Sundays when it's just me and Eddie and AA. Oh, I got a good pan going on right here. In the deep freezer it go. Write your date on there and be done with that. Boom, like that. As promised, here is the outcome of that chicken and dressing. Get in there. Yeah. Get in there. I cooked this for 2 hours. Now that's a big pan. Don't get it confused. But I cooked it for 2 hours. Golden brown. Pretty. Just like me. What you say, Mama? Just like Mama Tracy. Thank you for watching Mama's Comfort Cooking. Tracy K. Mitchell. I love you. Yes, I do. I'm the cook and you're my friend.